happens a lot more often than what we'd like to admit. Whether it's a phone scam or whether it's online, there's so many things, it's constantly evolving. It's important to remember that you need to be careful online and really think about what you're doing before you give someone access to your accounts. With ransomware being so rampant right now, it's a new craze in malware. What it does is basically infects your computer and goes and finds all the files and all the devices that it can see on your network, and then locks them down and pops up a message that says your files have been encrypted, and in order to unencrypt them, you're going to need to pay them with bitcoins. Bitcoin can run $400 to $450 a piece, and that's generally what they ask for is 1 Bitcoin. What you can do by backing up your computer with an external hard drive off of your PC or mobile device is then instead of paying that ransom, install your files back in instead of erasing your entire PC and potentially wiping out all of your memories such as photos and music and movies that you have on your PC. Phishing email is a specially crafted email that is sent to millions of people at a time. If you're not careful, you can be tricked into doing that. It's usually using a sense of urgency or a special event that's going on in order to try to get you to click on it. When you click on that phishing email, load malware. It can also be a link that takes you to a malicious website that then downloads malware. Very important to think before you click on any link. Dating websites is a new phenomenon that's really been going on with all of the online dating forums. But there's a lot of scams that you have to be aware of on there. These people will start out by seemingly being the perfect match for you, calling you all the time, keeping in contact. And then suddenly they have an emergency or something else that goes on and they need to send someone money. And what they'll do is they'll send you the money and then you are supposed to send it on. What ends up happening is that money was stolen from someone else or it's fraudulent money. And you end up losing that money in those schemes. It's important to remember that you have to take the time, just like you're in person with those dating websites, making sure that you really understand who that person is. Complex password is important because the more characters, the more symbols that you use, the harder it is for a hacker to guess that password. With today's computers, it takes a matter of hours with a simple password to guess it, but just adding a couple characters or a few more symbols exponentially makes it harder and longer for that hacker to hack your password. It's also important to realize that your password is your identity to the bank. If you give out your password, that is similar to giving out your social security number to an identity thief. Your firewall acts as a moat around your PC or mobile device. It monitors for unwanted traffic from known malicious websites and prevents those websites from communicating with your computer. Computers are inherently full of bugs. The manufacturers are constantly finding bugs and fixing them. If you're not patching them, you're leaving holes in an avenue for hackers to come into your computer and make it easy for them to do that. It's a free, easy way to keep your computer secure and your information secure. You'll hear a lot of phone providers tell you that you don't need to install virus protection on your phones. But when you think about it, your phone is probably more powerful than a computer that was made 2 or 3 years ago. You have a wealth of information that's stored on there, and a lot of times it's unencrypted, and you're using it to access banking websites. You need to protect that in the same way. You have to install an antivirus program that you can find within your app stores and make sure that your device is protected. There's also simple things you can do, such as enabling a PIN on your phone, just so that if you accidentally lost it, that someone picking it up wouldn't be able to access your accounts using your phone. We also have many protections that are built in behind the scenes to try to help identify your normal transaction patterns. We have people looking for unusual things. There is different security protections built into our software that we're monitoring. It doesn't prevent everything from occurring, but again, with your partnership and working with you and making sure that you communicate with us, we can try to prevent something from happening to you. We're doing it to protect you. There's so many times where they tell people that you got to keep it a secret, or that it's really urgent and you can't tell anyone about it. And we're not trying to pry into your personal business. What we're doing is we've seen something just like this before, and we really want to protect you from falling victim to these schemes.